Hello, patrons.
Hello, patrons.
And
hello, the other
scum.
people, the scum. Now, who wants something for nothing?
No, exactly.
Who wants something for nothing?
If you're willing to put your hand in your pocket, you get to see a video of this muck.
I do like a bargain, much like these people
Yes.
here. You know, I like a bargain.
I like a bargain.
And I went into Topshop in Oxford Street.
Right, I'm all ears.
And,
Philip Green's Empire.
Philip Green's Empire. Because I know Philip Green.
I know you do.
You remember I went out on his yacht?
Yes, you did.
Oh, my God.
It was you that suggested he do his hair in that slick back manner.
That's what I
wasn't it?
said.
Yeah.
Because before he had sort of curly grey mop, I pulled him
Skip
aside. I
bag.
pulled him aside. I said, what's
Yeah.
that? Philip. I've gone Philip.
Sir Phil.
Sir Phil. He gets me to call him Sir Phil. Lord Phil, I called him.
Lord.
And
What have you said?
I've gone to him. You know what's going to get Kate Moss and all them
Yeah,
birds
all the
you
birds,
knock around a bit
yeah.
horny is if you get your old man's hair,
Yeah.
slick it back with some Brill cream from the 50s.
Yeah, that's it.
But
That's
have
good,
some nice
yeah,
little
curls at the bottom. Yeah.
So you look like dolly chops.
Do you mean, he says, what do you mean like,
Yeah,
what about the bald bit on the top, he says?
I said, don't worry about that. No.
The fact that it's slipped back with the curls.
They won't notice that. No. That's the beauty of the slick back look.
Yeah, especially with them curls at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what he said to me?
What did he say?
Have a yacht.
Oh, well, that's nice, isn't
Give
it?
me a yacht.
Because I suggested that he lose about 5 stone.
Right.
And he was like, no. And
Put it on.
I says to him, she says, have you got any tips? You know, I like Kate Moss and all that stuff.
Yeah, and all that stuff.
And I says, well, Barry will have some tips for you.
Yeah,
I says,
that's
but
it.
I suggest you lose about 5 stone because you've got like pot belly, you know, like
Yes.
you look like one of the people from the Amazon.
Yeah.
Right? And he's gone, I'm not doing that. I'm not losing that. I
Did
says,
he?
all right.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
I says, do I get a yacht? He goes, no, you can't have a yacht. Right?
Well, that's a bit out of order,
I think
isn't
so,
it?
yeah.
Because,
Did my best for him.
I mean, you remember his daughter went out with that bloke who was Jeremy something or other, and he was a villain.
Beadle.
She went out with Jeremy Beadle for a long time.
I know.
And he was always playing tricks on
I
her.
know, pranking her, wasn't he?
I mean, I said to Jeremy,
Ran her over once.
I said, it'll be really funny. When the Segreens are on holiday, get one of them big vans, you know, transit vans.
Yeah.
Smack straight in, jump out and...
With your high-vis vest on.
You come out
and
with
your
a
beard.
clipboard and
Yeah,
a beard,
the
and you
hard
go.
hat.
And Sir Philip Green, he said to me, "Who done it?" And for a long time, I wouldn't say nothing.
You didn't say nothing.
In the end, I go, "It was Beadle.
Beadle,
It was
yeah.
Beadle." He went, "Thank you for telling me. Have a Rolls Royce."
That's right. And he laughed his head off when he found out it's Beadle.
Yeah, he
Because
did.
he thought it wasn't a very nice thing. And then when he found out he was Beadle, he was like, oh, it's Beadle. Oh, right, that's all
They
right.
have
That's
to
okay.
show that.
Exactly.
They have to
on
show
camera,
that fun
if
side of
if
them.
you don't laugh on camera, you look like a right
Oh God,
ninny.
Oh, a ninny.
A right ninny.
A right
Yeah,
ninny, didn't
old
he? But
ninny.
I mean, you do have to play
Green.
along, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
what,
if
with
some-
pranking?
Huh?
With pranking?
We're pranking, you know. Remember that?
Yeah, I know you
that,
do.
that bloke. Remember he took a pickaxe at your mum's head when
Yeah.
she was in Asda's.
Well, he come out of nowhere, that bloke. He came out of the fridge,
Yeah.
right? Out of the walk-in fridge, right,
Yeah.
where the prawn rings was and stuff.
I know.
And
Yeah.
he comes out with this axe, right?
Yeah.
And he jumps out and he starts shouting something, you know, in some, like Geronimo or something like a Native American Indian, right?
Yeah,
and he starts with his axe and stuff, starts swinging it about at my mum, you know.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I've got a can of marrow peas,
Right.
and I've taken them off the shelf and I've lobbed them at him, right, and it's gone clunk on his head like that, and he's gone, fuck, he's gone with the axe. I says, well, you know, and he still keeps coming. That's made him angry.
Yeah.
So I picked up a can of ambrosia, you know,
Cream
rice pudding.
rice. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
chucked that at him, right, and that's hit him in the ribs,
Yeah.
and he's gone like that, and he still keeps coming with the axe. I said, Christ, why?
Yeah.
Anyway, in the end, I got a leg of lamb out of the fridge, out of the freezer, that's frozen, and I clocked him around the head with it,
Right,
and he's gone down like a sack of shit.
Yes.
And he's got up and he's gone, right, that's it, right, stop rolling.
Stop rolling,
And I'm
yeah.
going, what are you talking about, stop rolling?
Yeah.
You know. He says, I'm not talking to you, I'm just talking to the people.
Right.
I said, what people? He says, the people in charge of the cameras. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, this is Beadle. This is Beadle.
Oh,
I was going to
God.
hit your mother with an axe, and it was going to be a good laugh, but you ruined it.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm really sorry that I've ruined it.
You've got to look like it's fun.
But
then,
what,
haven't
you know,
Yeah.
I says, you got to understand, that's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for fun and games and pranks and all
Of
the rest of it,
course.
and I want to be on the telly as much as
course.
the next man.
Yeah.
But if you jump out of a fridge freezer with an axe and run towards my mother, then what do you think I'm going to do? It's unreasonable for me to just stand there and watch you do that.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of pranks, so.
Oh, no.
You know, I don't like
Well,
it.
I mean, that bloke in the bowling alley, wasn't it?
Oh,
You know?
my God.
He picked up that skittle and
He
started ramming it up your bum.
He started ramming it up my bum, and I made a complaint, right? And he's like, it's Rad Week with the students.
Oh, yeah, right.
The students. Anyway, a bit later, I went, all right, I'll let that go.
Yeah.
There were 3 of them, 3 students, all putting their
medical.
winkles in the 3 holes of the
ball.
And I said, I went up
One
to...
of them was a woman.
One of them was a woman. I went up to John Nettles, who's working behind the caddy.
Yeah, it was that then.
And I said, this is unacceptable.
And also, it's unhygienic.
It's unhygienic.
People got to put their fingers in there.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's absolutely... I think it's pretty disgusting. Onto the bowling alley. Oh, it was a bowling alley. I went to the bowling alley and I saw some students there. I could tell they was students. They all had long greasy hair. They got into a ball. They had a little fall and stuck their knobs in it. Then someone told me it's just a joke, and I'm supposed to feel the tit.
Well, that came out quite well in the end, that
It's
one.
not very intellectual.
No,
is
but
it?
no one said it was.
No one said it was.
If you look on the tin, you'll find that it's not
When
on
we
the
set
tin.
this up as a podcast, did it say at any point there'll be anything other than knob joke?
Knobs,
Balls, shitting,
shitting, all that.
all that stuff. No,
Dictators
we
and all that.
dictators?
Yeah. I must say, I've had a very, very bad week.
Oh, mate, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
What happened?
Well, you know what happened.
Oh, that!
You know, I've had Donald Trump staying with me
Oh,
all
God.
week, right?
Yeah.
And I have been trying to put the opening ceremony together for the Tokyo Olympics,
I
right?
know
This
you
week,
have. I know
right?
you have. He's very busy.
So he brings me up and he goes, Angelos. I says, who's this? He went, you know who this is. That says Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And I go, I said, look, Donald, I am busy. I've got to put the opening ceremony together for the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah.
I've got less than a year to do that.
And you've
right?
only got the opening song.
I've got the opening song. I've got a few ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. But I wasn't going to tell him that.
No, of
I
course,
wasn't very keen on him coming
he'll
over.
copy you,
Right? He'll copy me.
A copy, yeah.
Copy me and do his thing. Right.
Aye.
Anyway, I says, what do you want? He says, well, I'm being kicked out by the Queen.
Yeah.
I says, what do you mean? He says, I was on holiday with my family. I said, oh no, I saw
I
it. Yeah, I saw
remember, we
it
all
in the
saw it,
papers and all that.
yeah.
I thought you'd gone home. He says, no, I didn't go home. I stayed here. I said, well, where have you been staying? He says, I've been staying at a bed and breakfast. I said, all right. Okay, what's going on then? He says, well, they want to charge me for breakfast that I haven't had, so I don't want to stay here anymore.
To be fair to him, that is annoying when they
It does
do
happen.
that.
It does happen. I says, well, that does happen, mate, sometimes.
Yeah.
He says, anyway, I wondered if I could come and stay with you. I knew it was coming.
Oh, flipping
I
heck,
says,
yeah.
Donald, listen, I'm very busy.
Yeah.
He says, oh, okay, don't worry about it, Dan.
He goes all...
Yeah,
that's
very,
like-
very defensive. And I says,
call
don't get like that, you
Yeah.
fat twat, right?
Yeah, that's
I can say
friendly,
that to him,
isn't
right?
it? Yeah.
You know, he likes that sort of banter. And he goes, oh, no, don't worry, I
Yeah.
go somewhere else.
Yeah,
And I
that's
says, where are you going to go then?
Yeah.
He says, I think of something.
Yeah.
I'm going, all right, look, you can stay with me, but I'm putting together the opening ceremony piece, right?
Very kind of you, very hospitable of
Yeah,
you.
but you know how it's gone.
Yeah,
Right?
I do know how it's gone.
He's very, very demanding.
Oh, God,
Right?
of course.
First night, he's like, what are we having for dinner?
Yeah.
I says, well, what do you like? He says, I'll eat anything. I don't give a shit. You know. I says, all right, okay. So
you did your signature dish.
Yeah, I'll go with my bolognese, which is frozen. I'll get it out. I'll put it on the pasta.
Perfectly all right.
And he looks at it. He goes, I'm not eating that. You know, I'm like, oh, here we go, Donald.
Here we
go. You're nice as pie on the phone.
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
I'll obey all the rules and all that. As soon as you get here, you start taking the piss, you know?
Yeah.
He says, oh, no, I don't want to eat it. I said, all right, okay. Right.
It makes you pick out all the carrots.
Get all the carrots out.
Right.
And eventually he eats it. Goes, here's a bit babyish.
Yeah, baby.
He says, I want to go to the cinema. You know,
to see what?
I says, all right, we can go to the cinema.
Yeah,
I'll go see. What do you want to see? I want to see Rocket Man.
Oh,
And I said to him, look, Donald,
Yeah.
you know what that film's about, don't you? He says, of course I know what it's about.
Yeah.
I said, what is it about? He says, I'm not telling you.
Oh, it's a
I said, look,
Oh.
I don't care. We go down the Odeon and we watch it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, all right?
Yeah.
I'm warning you, that I don't think it's about what you think it's about, right? Anyway, we go and see it. Sure enough, halfway through, he's like tapping me on the shoulder like this, he's going, oh, what is this? I said, this is Rocket Man.
Of course.
He goes, where's the spaceships?
Oh, what a prick.
I'm like, I tried to tell you. I knew you'd say that.
Yeah, it's like that, isn't it?
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd think it was
Yeah.
about spaceships
Yeah.
and going into space and all that stuff. He says, I saw the singing. You know, the singing. You know, I says, well, it's Rocket Man, isn't it? It's Elton
based on
John.
Elton
It's like, based on
John.
the song. She says, I want to go home.
Yeah.
I said, look, I can put up with this for only so long, Donald, right? You'll have to go. So I dropped him off at Uxbridge Station.
Hello, this is John Ho Ho Holmes and our little podcast, The One Show, where we take apart TV's The One Show bit by bit and then fail to put it back together again, like it was a sort of televisual Humpty Dumpty, is back for season 4.
Let's burn this motherfucker down! Please welcome the Gay London Men's Chorus.
With a whole load of great guests that we simply haven't booked at time of recording this trail.
That was my favourite. Matt Baker in that opening sequence. Jesus Christ.
Please welcome the King from Fame!
We're back from next week, June the 18th to be precise. If you're new, don't worry, you don't need to go back and catch up. It's not Chernobyl, although trust me, watching The One Show every day does make you feel equally sick and as if you've been exposed to something that you shouldn't have been exposed to. We're back next week.
What was it like?
I've just told you, Matt.
How did you get on with your with the song then, and all that, your Japanese Olympic stuff?
Well, I didn't. I was going to start with a song, and then I decided not to do that.
Right.
So what I've got the opening bit of it.
What happens with that?
Well, everyone's in the stadium, right?
Picture this, guys at home.
Yeah,
Everyone's in the stadium.
and there's a big gong, bong,
Japanese style,
Japanese,
yeah.
right? You know, and then all the lights go out. All the lights go out in the stadium, right? Yeah. And it's just this thing goes, and then this thing goes, the Olympics. Right? That's what I say. I get that over the tannoy, right?
Yeah.
And then after there's a brief pause, and it goes. A great big fart, but it goes on for much longer than you think it would go on for.
Olympic style, yeah.
Yeah, like because it's longer, faster, higher,
That's
quicker,
right,
isn't
right,
it? That's
right.
the motto.
And it comes out of 5 rings,
And that's what
presumably,
this fart represents, right?
Yeah.
Longer, faster, higher, tougher, or something, whatever it is.
It's
Anyway, it goes
correct.
like that,
Yeah.
and then someone gets a lighter out, and they light the fart,
And it lights
and it
the
just
torch.
this jet of light just goes, and it lights lights to talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, and after that, I start spitballing. The lights come back on.
Yeah.
And then there's a big cock and balls come down. But I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but
I don't know what
you
that
had
is.
that. You've
got
already
the
ordered
image.
that. That's in your garage anyway.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
inflatable. I've got the image, but I don't know what it's in reference
Well,
to. Yeah.
I've still offered this up. I know you poo-pooed it, but do you remember I had a go at the song for the to the Olympics? It is full of Olympians. They are people who will run and jump so very high. Angelos has got a cock and balls to descend, and Jesus Christ, know why. He's gonna light a fart. It's gonna fly across the room, across the stadium. It'll be Boss.
Yeah, well, that's not bad opening
You
song.
didn't like the Boss bit, really.
No,
You
it
wanted
didn't
more
quite
to do
rhyme.
with...
It needs. Well, when I played it to the head of the IOC,
what did he say?
He says, I think he was a bit embarrassed. He said, yeah, really good, but in that way that people say that when they don't really think it,
I know he said that.
And he
but
sent that letter back.
This is the letter he wrote about. Did you just care to say? Because it wasn't quite as damning as you said.
Oh, no,
I mean, he did like the cock and ball.
Dear Angelos, in relation to your spitballing ideas at the Tokyo Olympic ceremony 2020, glad to see you're ahead of the curve.
Nice, well,
And
you
I'm
are.
getting in early,
and you
I?
would have been even more ahead if it wasn't for Donald fucking Trump.
With me, right? He says, so far so good.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah, but I think this is what they call a shit sandwich.
Oh, go on, yeah.
Right? We love the fart. We love the idea, upholding the Olympic ideals of longer faster, smellier, higher, all the rest of it. We love the fact that you're going to light the fart and it jets across.
Love it.
And it starts the Olympic flame. Right? We love all that.
Yeah.
It's just a cock and balls thing. That's what it says here. It's just a cock and balls thing. But he says, we're not sure about that. We don't know why you've got that. Well, in answer to your question, I don't know why I've got it yet either. It's very early stages.
Right.
But I think it is representative of, like, A, Tokyo, and B, the Olympics, isn't it?
Okay.
Great big cock and balls, like the Olympic rings and all that.
This is, let me share with them the other letter you had, because this is not the first time.
I've been in correspondence
with the Prince of Qatar for the next World Cup.
Yes.
How did they speak in Saudi Arabia?
They speak like...
We do like the song about the World Cup, but we do not like the achachach and ball.
Yeah, I know.
And that was short-sighted.
But I don't know what that means, because you're doing the opening ceremony for the Qatar World Cup. I was
asked to do it. The Saudi royal...
I mean, you've got 3 years.
I've got 3 years. The Saudi royal family have been in touch with me, and they expressively said, please, we do want a celebration of investment into young people.
Right. Yeah,
we do want a celebration
not really the World Cup
of fair play.
Yeah, fair enough.
The regeneration, the massive regeneration of the infrastructure. That's all good, and that's good for the future.
We can demonstrate that.
We like the dancers you've got coming on at the start for the thing. The patterns, huge patterns people we've got in wheelchairs, and we've got the huge, overhead projector that you borrowed from the college.
School.
However, the massive...
Not big enough.
What did they put there? The massive... Yeah, the massive... He's put penis and balls. He meant cock and balls there. We cannot find a place for that. The Jules Rimet trophy, represented by the cock and balls, is not applicable in this case.
Right, okay.
As a result, we have decided to reject your design.
Really?
Now that's
a bit much, I think.
One, they've got it in Qatar, which is very inconvenient for everyone. Two, I've spent a lot of money on this. Mrs. Sykes at the college, I've asked if I could borrow the overhead projector.
And you got that cock and balls, like enormous cock and balls, made out of wax.
I got it made out of wax.
So that when they open the roof and the sun hits it just melts on the pitch. That's right. Just to represent how bloody hot it's going to be when they're playing.
That's right. Yeah.
Very good idea.
Very good idea. So, but what have the Saudi royal family said? They've said they don't want it.
Cock and ball.
You know, I think that's a disgrace. You know, I mean, I can put up with most things. I can put up with, I love the World Cup, as you know.
I do know that.
And
I do know that.
You know, I'm sad that England didn't get it. I mean, when I wrote to the FA, look.
Yeah.
Dear Barry.
Centrepiece.
We are very excited about you. This was before we were rejected by Sepp Blatter and all the rest of the cock and ball.
Right.
And it says, your cock and ball's in the middle of Wembley Stadium, so it goes up and touches the arches in the middle, is a triumph. This is from Prince William, actually. If at any time we do get the 2022, is it 2022?
Yeah, something like that.
He's put asterisk, or whenever it is. He's put in bracket and bottom.
Whatever it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. I will be insisting on a cock and ball. P.S. It's true, I don't like Meghan.
Oh,
that's
really?
What it said. Yeah, that's what it said. But of course, that's all conjecture now because they rejected.
I've got a statement to read actually, with
ladies
regards to
gentlemen,
football.
This is,
Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Angelos here. Yeah. I am hereby announcing my retirement from international football.
Yeah.
I've had a wonderful career, as you know, and although I've never played it, and although I will still be representing my club, should a club come in for me at any point, although I'm not very good at football, but I am announcing my retirement. Okay, at international level, I'm no longer available for selection.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
Yours all the best, Angelos.
I think we better have some sad music about that. I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen,
in an international football career, it's come to an abrupt halt, not by injury or by any other reason other than the fact that I've never played it, and I don't want to be considered to play for my country no more, because I want to prolong my club career. And should I ever get to play for one?
Can I take this opportunity to say that I am now resigning? I've come to the conclusion that I will no longer be living in the International Space Station. I've decided that my physics O level was not enough to get me there. It's sad, but I look upon my times thinking about doing that. And they were great. And
just to clarify, you're pulling out of these.
I'm pulling out of that, and also my work as doing triple heart bypass surgery.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid not going to do that no more. Not gonna do that no more. And Angelos is resigning from international football. No, thank you.
Just one more announcement to make while we're here. My novel, it was due for release this time.
Which could well have won the Whitbread Prize.
Probably would have won it. Would definitely have been up for the award. I'm not gonna release that now, unfortunately, because I haven't written it, and there's no chance I will write it because I don't really know how to do that. So I'd like to just announce that, please.
And can I just take this opportunity to announce that the fictional romance between me and Elder Body McPherson, sadly, it's a real shame. I've decided to go my separate way. She didn't know nothing about it, but I've gone my separate way, and we shall remain strangers.
Yeah, good. That's very good. Just one more.
Oh yeah, it's sad.
One more announcement that I sadly have to make. My album.
Oh yeah.
That was due for release in about 6 months' time. It was an international album made up of all international singers and musicians and people from all around the world. It's a beautiful album. will now no longer be released.
Very sad.
Yeah, very sad,
On
because
account of...
I haven't made it. I don't have access to any of it. I can't play any music instruments. No.
Well, that's a great shame,
thank
but
you.
we wanted you to be the first to know
hear that,
all of that
yeah.
shit. Ladies and
gentlemen,
gentlemen.
yeah, maybe a quick one today.
It may be a quick one today, but it was all solid
Very
gold.
solid gold, that was.
And please join us again next time.
Yes.
Angelos has got to go a little bit early today.
I just
due to
something stuck up my bum.
something stuck up his bum. We wish him all the best with that.
Thank
Happy
you.
removals.
Thank you very much.
Someone from the council has got, it's like a chisel, and they're just going
it's gonna wedge it
out there.
and then with a
Good luck
crowbar,
to you. Good luck
get
to
some
your
tong-
arsehole.
tongs in there and pull it out.
Get some tongs in there. And until next time.
Oh yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.